just been sentenced to 30 years in prison for his role in a decades-long underage sex trafficking ring. NBC News reporter Daniel Arkin is tracking this story for us. He joins us now. So, Daniel, talk to us about this sentence that just came down and what led us up to this point.
Good afternoon, Aaron. That's right. 30 years behind bars for R. Kelly. This is the culmination of one of the most spectacular downfalls in all of modern celebrity. R. Kelly was one of the most popular and successful hip-hop artists of the 1990s and 2000s, produced a string of hits, but he was always trailed by very troubling accusations of sexual abuse. In 2019, the documentary series Surviving R. Kelly renewed the scrutiny on his past behavior, and last year he was finally put on trial. At the center of that case, extremely disturbing allegations that he essentially led a criminal enterprise to groom young women and boys, abuse them. Women who testified described him as a relentless abuser, holding them captive, subjecting them to horrific behavior. He was convicted last September on all of the counts in that case. His sentencing had been delayed a few times, so today, this is the big moment. This, in the eyes of his accusers and all of his critics, is justice. He will spend, presumably, the next 30 years behind bars.
You mentioned those accusers, Daniel. It was an emotional day in court, I understand. What have we heard from Kelly's victims today?
A number of his victims testified in court, including a few who were identified there as Jane Does. This was incredibly difficult to hear and read. They described how R. Kelly's abuse essentially ripped them of all of their agency and self-worth. One woman described how she wanted to die, being essentially his prisoner. They described feeling humiliated and debased. He, according to these women, had absolutely no remorse about what he was doing to them over the years. And so it was important to hear again from the women and I should say the accusers at the heart of this case.
Right now, who you with? Reese. Who you with? Right now, who you with?